Hey nerds, it is either Thursday or Friday or Monday and Tuesday, and you are digitally learning today. So here's the deal. The reality, the one thing that I can't provide that Sarah was able to provide is almost 35 years of intellectual study in the arts or in the areas of art history and particularly architecture. So I think one thing that we're going to have to rely on a lot is the text. Now he garnered a lot of his knowledge from there as well, but he also brought in access resources, which I'm going to do my best to do. So as we progress through the year, the text that we rely heavily on will provide you guys, I think, extra insights so that I can kind of pull in interesting details and modernize it for you guys as we go. But this will be the bedrock of your knowledge this year. Um, I'm I'm someone who needs to really work through a text or annotation. I have the print copy, and you'll see um, right here that annotation is a huge part of my learning process. I'm going to ask that to be yours this year as well. Okay. So although I won't do too many quizzes, and there might be quizzes, a lot of times I do want to see your thought process, and we'll discuss the thought process as we move forward with creating something new. This week, your goal is to take notes and annotate using the app Cami. Okay. I don't know if you've ever used it, so I'm going to quickly run through some of the cool things about it. And then on Monday or Tuesday or whatever class I see you next, we are going to kind of share out your notes. So be prepared that these will be shared, and they should be like in some way an art form. To me, notes, once you have digested them, they become your piece of art. You have created new knowledge through the old. Okay, so how can you do that with this? And there's a ton of options you have. I'll try and move quickly. First and foremost, the option that I would use a ton, you go to comments, text comments, okay, or a markup and highlighter. These are two areas that you will, I think, find that you're most used. I guess text box as well. So if I'm doing this, what I like to do when I take notes is highlight first and foremost. So if I find a sentence useful, I'll go through and highlight it. You'll see it being highlighted right here. And you have two options then from there. You can comment on them. So go to the front of it, press this, and write a comment if you like to type out your comments. If you're someone who likes to kind of put it next to a color coordinate, which we'll kind of discuss, I don't have any framework on how I want you guys to do it the first day. We will create kind of our own guidelines for annotating going forward. But say you want to, take notes right to this time. You'll go into it. You'll say, okay, I want to use yellow. I'll type it here. And say introduction to the text. Okay. Obviously, yellow does not work. Okay. Lesson learned. Let's go to red. I like red. Okay. The cool thing is you can kind of put it next to it. If you want to all, pick your font that you like. Let's do this. And now from now on, next to the text, maybe off to the left or to the right, however you want to do it, you can kind of put your notes right there. It allows for you guys to be a little bit visually creative when you take your notes. And I think there's something important. I think when you work with the text and make the text yours, you'll understand it a lot more. Okay. If you want to draw lines, I don't know why you would. Maybe you're just a creative person. Let's do red. You can kind of draw lines like this. That is way too thick. Let's go back. Let's underline that. Let's go back here, boom. Right. And maybe you want to highlight that way. I don't care. Maybe you want to do your notes like this. I want to see kind of how you can approach taking notes. I think the total pages, I think it's like 10 pages. This is going to essentially talk about early Greek history. Your next day, tomorrow, we'll talk about maybe modern Greek history. By the end of it, you should have a good timeline of the full picture of Greek history. I don't think you can go any location we go to. I don't think you can go there and understand anything until you understand the bedrock history timeline of what's going on. Okay, so we're going to learn a little bit about today, a little bit about the beginning and origins of how Greece became Greece, and its kind of development from Egypt upwards. But then tomorrow we'll tackle kind of the more exciting, what I think is to be the more like movie-esque vision of Greek history. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, you're not quite sure, play around with these things. I'm going to print them out, or we'll compare them in next class. I want to see what you guys can produce and see what you guys can create. Okay, guys, have a great day. Bye.